Hello, Alberto, and welcome to the Voice Cloning Premium course. I'm going to show you everything you need to get started in the voice cloning technology. Welcome to the future of AI. So, the first thing you would want is RVC V2 voice cloning software, which is used for cloning the voices. So, go to Google and type RVC V2 or just type RVC GitHub, you will get the V2 version over there. And then when you hit enter, you'll find this long link which ends with web UI. Click on it and then wait, and you will get into this page. Scroll down, and on the right side, right over here, you'll see a green link. Click on it and then scroll down. Then you click on the one which says NVIDIA GPU. So click over here and then it would download in your downloads folder. So I already have it downloaded, so I won't download it. But once you download it, you extract the zip file. And I'm just gonna cancel this. So once you extract the zip file, you will have this folder right over here. Okay, RVC beta or RVC 1006, something like that. So double click on it, and you'll have all these folders. And we are gonna start by creating shortcuts to important things, like the folder which has the models called the weights. I'll show you where that is, and also the launcher. So to go to the weights folder, you scroll, and here, I mean, it depends on which version of RVC you have, but in the latest one, it's going to be somewhere in assets, and then within assets folder, there will be something called weights. So you go there, click, and right click on it, show more options, and then send to desktop. So now you have shortcut of the weights folder, which will have your trained models. And then we would want to create a shortcut for the launcher as well. So scroll down till you find something called go-web.bat. That's the launcher. So right click on it, show more options, send to desktop. So it will be right here. So now you have the software fully installed. So to start it up, you just double click on it and then you wait. There will be this console right here. It will show you the port and stuff. Python.exe, it's going to run Python. And you just have to wait. And in case it doesn't work, hold on. Yeah, so as I was saying, and in case this thing doesn't launch properly, maybe you don't have Python or something, so you can download Python from the Python's official website and install it. And once that's done, you'll see it says like GPU detected and everything, like once you launch the software and the launcher, and it will say running on local URL this thing, and it will launch on your default browser like Google Chrome or Internet Explorer, Internet Edge, whatever it's called, whatever browser you have as the default, it will launch right there. All right, so this is the software. So instead of going through all of them all at once, we're going step by step depending on what you need. So the first thing you would want to do is you would want to train the model or the voice. So you would go to train tab. And one more thing, before you train your voice, you need good data as well. So what I recommend for good data is that it should be high. Wait, how do I zoom? I cannot zoom. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so it should be number one, high quality. All right, no background noise, and also, I mean, that's basically it. And also, like, I recommend something between 3 to 10 minutes long. And also longer is good as well. But if you follow these rules, these principles, you will get the best voice clone. And I'll show you how to do that in the software. So let's go back in the software. So once you have your audio prepared, put it in some folder, all right? It doesn't matter where, maybe in desktop. And just remember where it is. Do not lose it, all right? So because we have to like put the path of it in this software. So once you have the audio prepared, come to train tab. And then here you would want to, over here, you would want to name your model. So I'm going to name it your the name of your Fiverr account, which was Alberto 118. So I'm going to copy and paste it right here. Okay, and also one more thing for naming the model, so you don't get like any errors. Only letters and numbers are accepted, as well as dash and underscore. All right, no spaces and no special characters like exclamation at and so on till the end of the like number 0 from 1 to 0 or whatever. Like no, none of these special characters, only letters. Okay, only like those letters and the numbers as well. All right, so keep that in mind when you name your voice, your model. So I named it, so now I'm going to train your voice. So I called it Alberto Garcia 118, and then I set the target sample rate to 48K, and also the RBCE version to V2. And then here you should select true for pitch guidance, so the model can sing and have emotions. And for number of CPU processes, drag it all the way to the right. For you it might be different. Maybe it's gonna be 6, maybe 8, but always slide it to the right. All right. It depends on how many CPU you have. Like the max, it depends on how many CPU you have, like CPU processes, or like CPU cores. But always use all of them. So always drag this thing all the way to the right. All right. And then here you would want to copy and paste the path of the training folder, the audio, which has the folder which has your voice data. So remember where you have placed your folder that has the audio, and go there, right click, copy as path, and then paste it right over here. Okay, Control C to copy, right click and copy as path to copy, and then here you just highlight and then Control V, and there we go. And then here in the ID, just leave it as it is and click on process data. So now it's going to process the voice data first. It's still not training, it's only like pre-training, you can say. So it's going to process, it's going to take some time. And since this audio is like 10 minutes plus, you can see in real time that it's going to take some time. It's not like quick. Like the more audio that you have, like the more data that you have, the longer it's going to take. So it will say this and success and pre-process, and then you go down, like scroll, and then here maybe you'd have an extra option which says RMVPE. Select that if it's available. If not, just select harvest, and then here just leave it as it is, 0. It uses your GPU, and click on feature extraction, and then wait for it. You can scroll. You can scroll in this console thing over here. You can see that the box is glowing like orange in color. This indicates that it's like running right now, just like the one above. When it's done, it's going to stop glowing. So just wait for it and just keep scrolling if you want. You don't need to scroll here. You can just wait until this box is like done glowing. So I'm just going to show you in real time how long it's going to take. But of course, for the training part, I'm going to pause because it's going to take hours. But this will take only minutes. So you can see, and then at the very end, it says all feature done. Then you scroll down, and then here for epochs, I'm going to give you some important rule. If your audio is less than 10 minutes, then your epochs should be between 100 to 200. All right. If your audio is greater than or equal to 10 minutes, then your epochs should be between 200 and 300 epochs. All right. This ensures good quality voice clone and not over and it like It helps you to prevent overtraining or undertraining. So generally, this is good. In all of my voice clones, I followed this rule and I never had any issues as long as I had good quality audio and I showed you all these steps and you just apply the same number of epochs as I mentioned over here, you will have the best voice model. So this is the rule. So right now, since the audio that you provided me with has like over 10 minutes plus audio, so I'm going to set the total training epochs to 300. And then here on the left side, we have save frequency. That's like after how many epochs it's going to save. So every 50 epochs, it's going to save here if I set it to 50. If I set it to 25, it's going to save every 25 epochs, like 25, 50, or like if I set it to 5, it's going to be 5, 10, 15, 20, and so on. So if your epochs is high, you can set the save frequency like to be a higher number, so it doesn't save as frequently, like maybe like four times maybe between like the trainings, maybe like, I mean, it depends on how you feel. You can set it as any number as you like, but generally the higher the epoch, the safer it is to save it in somewhere between like 50 25. So yeah, you don't really need to think hard about this. And for batch size per GPU, just leave it as it is. The default is going to be based on the GPU that you're using, so it's going to change because the software will detect which GPU you're using. Whatever the default is for you, leave it as it is. But what batch size is basically like the higher the batch size, the faster the training. But it doesn't mean better quality. It's going to be more intensive on GPU if you set it to a higher number. But it's also going to speed the training. But it's going to speed it up. It's going to be faster. But you don't really need to change anything, just to be safe, so you don't run into any errors. Just leave it as default. And here, just leave it as like no. This thing is like, it saves only the final checkpoint. You just click on no because we want all the like files, all the datas, and for like in the logs. And then here it's going to increase the speed of the training, like it's going to make it faster, but it's going to be intense, like it's going to consume lots of GPU memory. So we don't want that because it might like get you some errors. So leave it as a no. And then finally here, this is like if you set it to yes, it's going to save some model between the save files. Like at every save point, it's going to save a model. We don't want that. We only want the final model. So just set it as a no. And then here, before you start training, I highly recommend you check this out. Make sure that it's set as 0, so it uses your GPU. And then over here we have something which you don't really need to know about. I mean, you don't have to like change or anything, but just so you know, this is where you would load your like previous training model data if you wanted to like continue training your voice model. And to get this G model path and also D model path, you would want to go to RVC's folder. So let me show you just real quick so you understand what it is. If I go to RVC folder, main folder, and I go to logs and I go to one of my trained voices, you can see over here that I have something called D and G, and then there's like a number. There's like a lower number and higher number. And the higher number is usually like the better word. I mean, it's like the latest one. So whichever is the highest, that is the latest. So if you ever wanted to continue training your model, you can right click on G path, copy as path, and then come here, paste on the G, and then for the D you can go back and then copy path for the D, and then you can paste it over here, and then you would train. But before you train, I recommend training the feature index. It's like you don't really need the index, but just for future proof, so you don't have to come back here to just to get the index for some, because maybe there will be a software that you would want an index for. So just to be safe, click on train feature index. It's going to be really quick. You can see here in real time. It's like it's only takes a few seconds probably. Yeah. And then after that, you could click on train model. So now it's going to train the voice model, and I will pause the video and I'll come back when it's done. All right, I'll hit stop recording and I'll see you when it's done. All right, now we're back and the training is done. As you can see, I've finally trained the model and I set it to 300 epochs as I've shown you before. And you can see it's at the very end, it says training is done, the program is closed, saving final checkpoint success. So you can see the whole training was going on. And one more tip as well, when you're training your model, you'll be able to see as it progresses, you can see it going epoch 1 and then the date, time, like what time it was done, and also the duration. The duration is really important, especially when you get to epoch 2 or epoch 3, so because that's like the average duration of every epoch from epoch 2 till the end. So you can see with my RTX 3060 laptop GPU, it took a minute per, it was like one epoch took like 59 seconds, or you can say a minute. So here's how you can calculate how long it would take for like the entire training. You would first type the number of seconds or minutes, whatever that is. So I would write it like 59 and multiply it by how many epochs I set it to. For example, 300. So I set it to 300 epochs. So 59 seconds multiplied by 300 epochs equals to this much number seconds. So if I want it in minutes, I divide it by 60 and I get it in minutes. And if I want it in hours, I divide it again by 60. So divide it by 60. And then that gives me 5 hours. So as you can see, the training took exactly something along like 5 hours. So it was like at 6 p.m. and it was done at, you can say, like close to 12 p.m. So it was like 11:30. So you can see it was pretty consistent with the timing. Now, once the training is done, now we can use the voice. So to use the voice, we can use it for speech-to-speech conversions or also real time. So let's go with the speech-to-speech conversion, or also known as model inference. So this works for any kind of audio, like voice-to-voice conversion, whether that is like whether that is like an interview audio or like singing vocals. So let's go with the singing vocals because that is more complex. And if you know how to do like conversion for singing vocals, then you can do it for anything else as well. So let's go and download a song. So I would go to YouTube and type something like Country Road song. All right, Country Roads. And I would just click here and I would take the link, copy, and I would go to Google and type, let's see, YouTube video downloader, or you can say MP3 because we only want the audio. And then you would have any, like so many websites, so you can go into any one of them, click, and then paste the audio here and convert. And then wait. Once it's ready, you can download it. And you can download it in the downloads folder. Yeah, once that's done, you go to the folder and you have to rename it so it doesn't have any spaces or any special characters, as I've mentioned before. So I'm just gonna call it Country Roads with no space, no special characters, no anything weird that the software does not like. So then after that, let's go back to the software. We go back to the software, and here you would want to first select the model. You would select it from here, but first you would have to refresh. So click on refresh, and then here you click, and then you find the model which you train. So I trade this model, Alberto Garci 118. So I click on that. And then here we have transpose or the pitch. This is very, very important. All right. So here is some new rule. Transpose, or also known as pitch, or also known as tune. This is like the general rule of how, like the best setting for this type of setting. So the best value, I mean. So if it was a male to male conversion, it would be 0. If it was a male to female conversion, it would be 12. Because for male to female, we have to like increase the pitch of the male's voice to match it with the female to make it sound right for the cloned voice. And vice versa. We have female to male, it's going to be -12. So opposite of that. And if it was female to female, it's just like male to male, 0. But note, these are only like the standard or like the common ground, I guess you could say, or like the starting position. You can start with those values and usually they would be all right. But sometimes you would need to go higher or lower for any of them. Sometimes you need to go higher for female or lower. It depends on the voice, even for male to female, even for like male to male or male to female, female to male. All of these, like those values that I have just given you, they're only starting position or like the starting values. After that, you would need to listen to the result and see if it matches the pitch of the cloned voice. If it sounds too low, then you increase it. And vice versa as well. Like if it sounds too high, you decrease it until it matches the cloned voice perfectly. So that's how you do it. So for example, right now, I'm gonna make the cloned voice sing this Country Road song. And to do that, I would take this folder, I right click on it, and I copy as path. And now we already selected the voice, right? Now that I've copied the path of that file, I just paste it right here. You see, right over here. And then now we can convert. But before we do that, like let me just show you like the other recommended settings. So for this one, the accent strength, I would highly recommend you set it to 0.65. You can also type it out. And then for the rest of the things, you don't really need to set them. Like they're all good. You don't need to change them or anything. Just leave them as they are. And now we can convert to hear how the voice sounds like. Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I didn't change the transpose to 12 because it's a male to female conversion. So hold on. I'm gonna wait for this to convert, or hold on. Oh, also one more thing I forgot. We have to first separate the vocals from the instruments in the second tab. So click on the second tab, and then here we want to put the file, like we hold it, I mean, like we drag and drop it right here. And then we delete this thing over here. And then here we set the model to HP3 all vocals, and then we have to create some folder for the output results that we're gonna get for the vocals, because we need to have only the vocals, not the instruments. Because if we have both the vocals and the instrument of the song, then the conversion will run into error. So let's create that folder. I'm gonna call it vocals and instruments. I'm also gonna delete the space and put underscore. Okay, so we right click on it, copy as path, and paste it here and here as well. And then you can export it as WAV file or MP3 as you like, but WAV is like higher quality. So then after that you click on convert, and then you wait for this to process. You can also check here in the console of the software. So you wait for that. And you can see in real time how long it takes using my RTX 3060 GPU. So let's wait. Okay, so you can see the instruments is done. And now the vocals are done. So let's see. Let's go to the folder. And now you can check. Also, one more thing. Sometimes, or most of the times, the software mixes between the instruments and the vocal. So let's, like sometimes they're reversed. This one could be vocal, this one could be instrument. So let's listen to this. Mountains, Shenandoah River. So as you can see, the instrument file is the vocal actually. So we're gonna right click on this, copy as path, and then we go to the model inference tab. And then just like before, we paste it right here. So then we can convert. And also we refresh the voice list and we select the voice model which we trained. And since this is a female, I mean, it's a male to female conversion, meaning like this song is sung by a male and we're going to convert it to a female voice. So following the rule, it's a male to female, right? So we're going to set the transpose to 12. So let's go back. Here in the transpose or the pitch, we're going to set it to 12. So now everything is done. And one more thing, set this to 0.65. All right. And change this to RMVPE for best results. After everything's done, you can click on convert on the right side over here. And let's wait and see. You can also check the console and it will be ready. When it's ready, the audio file will be right here. So let's wait. You can see in real time how long it takes to convert the whole song for this voice. So let's wait for a bit. Okay, while it's like loading or while it's converting, let me show you this one over here. This one is the same as the one above, but this one is for batch conversions. Instead of inputting the file, we're gonna input like a folder which contains all of the audios. So right over here, you put the path of the folder that has all of the audios that you want to convert. And then right over here, you would output, you would put the path of the folder, which you, like where you want the final conversion to be outputted to. And then after that, you have the transpose. Just like before, it's the same thing, same idea as the one above right here. The difference is only that the one above is single conversion, the one below is batch conversion. So let's wait and see. All right, so it's taking some time. I'm gonna pause, and when it's done, I will resume. All right, it's done. It took a few seconds after I paused, and you can see now it's ready. So let's listen to it. Which mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing like the breeze. So you can hear how it sounds. And this can also, this voice was trained on another language, so it might seem a little weird. And also it depends on the quality, but actually it does sound, it also depends on the song vocals quality as well. So this one is not really like the best one, but you can see how it sounds. And now if you want to continue with the AI cover, you can click here on 3 dots, click on download, and download it in the downloads folder and call it maybe like Country Roads vocal. And then go to your editing software like CapCut or Premiere Pro. All right, so open that up. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to mix the instrument with the vocal. So let's open up a new project, call it Country Roads Vocal Test. And then we go to downloads and we put the vocal in of the cloned voice, and we also put the instrument. So this one is the instrument, remember. It's mixed up. So now we can listen to it. You can also adjust the volume if it doesn't sound that well.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is older than the tree.
So you can also adjust the volume if you want. You can increase the gain by 5 to make it more more clearer, I guess you could say.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River.
So yeah, it sounds really great, and you can do this for any kind of song you like, and then you can export it. And yeah, it's just like any other audio, like any other project. You would set it to MP3, WAV, and then you would just export it in a folder that you want, and it will be exported as the audio. So it's simple as that. As for interviews, you don't really have to go through the editing software because it's an interview. But yeah, I mean, you can be creative with it. You can do whatever you need to do. And so that's the one for voice to voice or speech to speech conversion. So let's go to the one of the epic text to speeches that we have. We have something called 11 Labs. So let me just log into the AI. So if you go to Google and type 11 Labs and then hit enter and then go to the first link, you would get into this 11 Labs website. This website uses one of the most realistic text to speech voice cloning. So you can then sign in or sign up depending on if you have an account or not. And let me just sign into my old account because my other account is like on other PC. Okay, so for some reason I don't have any characters left. Hold on. I'll pause and I'll find another account. All right, so I finally logged into my 11 Labs account. So let me show you how it works. So here in 11 Labs, you have the languages or like the systems that they have. The last or like the first one, this is the latest one that they have. This is the best one. It supports a wide varieties of languages. And then in the second option, you can choose or select the voices that they have, pre-made ones, and also the ones that you added. I'll show you how to add your voice soon. And here you can like adjust the settings, and I'll go over that soon. So to add your voice, you would want to go to voices on the left side, and then you would click on one of these plus logos, plus icons. And then here, first you would have to subscribe to one of their subscriptions. This one, the starters pack. It has 30,000 characters and it allows you to clone voices and stuff like that. And $1 for the first month and then $5 after that every month. So after you've subscribed to their package, you can go here, click on the plus icon, click on instant voice cloning. I have another account, but right now it's not on this PC. But what you would want to do is you would want to click here, and then it would show you it would ask you for the name of the model, and also it would show you like a place where you would drag the audio files, and then after that you scroll down, and then you click on like some agreement, and then you confirm, and then you would have your voices right over here, like the voice that you added. So one of these voices, so as an example, this is one of the voices that I have. I'll just click on use, and then it would already be selected. So I would come here and I can type anything and generate. So I can say something like, hello there, my name is Susan. Nice to meet you. I am here to help you whenever you need me. So, and then you would click on generate. All right, so it seems that it's not allowing me to generate right now. Hold on. All right, I've fixed the issue. So now when I click on generate, you can see.
Hello there. My name is Susan. Nice to meet you. I'm here to help you whenever you need me.
So you can hear how it sounds. It sounds very clear, high quality, and all that kind of good stuff that you would like it to have. So my recommended settings is you just leave it as default. You don't change anything. But just in case your voice sounds weird or not similar, you can try playing around with this option. Try increasing it all the way to the right. Try decreasing it all the way to the left, and then try to generate and see how it sounds. Like try to change settings and then generate, because every voice like could have like different optimal setting for it. So not every voice have the same best setting, I guess you could say, but the default setting is usually the best setting for most of the voices that I used. And also for stability option, this one is like if you drag it all the way to the right, it will sound more stable but more monotone. While on the left side it would sound a little unstable, however it would sound like it would be more variable with its style. It will sound more human, I guess you would say. And also style exaggeration. If you want the clone voice to sound just like the original style of voice, like for example, if the original voice was speaking like slowly, or maybe like in some kind of exaggerated manner, then you would want to increase it by some percentage. But I recommend like going all the way to 100%, even though it says unstable. I usually found that this setting is like usually the best. And if you want to go back to the default, just click on default. And one more thing, I recommend turning this on to make the clone voice sound just like the original voice. And that's that for text to speech. And now we move on to the last part of the course, and that is real-time Okada speech to speech, or I guess you could say voice changer. Real-time voice changer for cloned voices. So go to Google and type Okada GitHub and then enter. And then go to the second link, which says voice changer README. Click on that. And then scroll down till you find table of contents of versions like this one. And then click on the Windows one, this blue link. Click here. And then scroll down and then hover on these links, and you can see here on the bottom left, you gotta hover to the one which has the latest version. For example, somewhere in the middle. So you can see this one is 0.15, this one is 0.18, this one is 0.17 at the end. So this one is the latest one. So click on it and then click on download. And then just like RVC, you download it in downloads folder or somewhere. And then you would want to extract it once it's done downloading. But I already have it, so I'm not gonna download it. I'm just gonna cancel it. But once you download and extract it, you will have a folder. And I'm gonna show you what this folder will look like. So you will have this folder which says MMVC server SIO. Double click on it. And then you would have all these folders and files, but you don't need to focus on any of them except for one, and that is start_http. So this one, start_http.bat. So right click on it, show more options, send to desktop. So this is the launcher of the software. And also one more thing, this like once you have it downloaded, it's not fully installed yet like RVC. So once you double click on it, it will actually install and it would take some time. But once you have it fully installed, it will like the next time you run it, it will run like faster. It won't have to install anything, and it will take just as long as this video right now. As you can see, like the same duration as when I just clicked over like on the launcher, and the time it took to fully launch, this is how long it would take. All right. So now what you will see here is, first of all, like the voice models. Some of them are pre-installed. And then here are my custom voices that I have. You won't have any custom voices, and I'll show you how to do that right now. So you would go and click on edit and then scroll to somewhere which says blank. I have so many voices right now, so I'm going to scroll even further. And here, something like this, which says blank and blank, you click on upload. And then you select RVC for voice changer type, because we trained our voice model with RVC. And then you go to model, select file. And then go to desktop, files, not files, go to the weights folder shortcut which you created earlier. And then after that, you select the PTH file of the voice that you trained. For example, I trained this voice, Alberto. So I double click on it. And then you can also select the index, but you don't really need it, though I will show you. You'd go to select file, go to, so you have the shortcut for weights folder, right? You double click on that. And then to go to the main folder, you go to one folder before weights. So click on here. But also, I think the latest version will have assets and then weights. The RVC main folder. So for you, it would look like weights and then assets and then main folder. So you'd want to click on the folder before the assets. So for me, it's this one, but for you, it could be this one right over here. So you click, and then you would go back to the main folder. So scroll down till you find, or scroll up till you find something which says logs. Double click on it, and then go to Alberto model or file folder that you have. And then you will have the index file right here. So double click on it, and then there you have it. Click on upload, and then click on, you can either click close or you can go to the model and to upload an image of its own. You can go to here, blank, click on it to change icon, go to picture, and then you can bring any kind of photo that you have. So let's see, I can go to one of these, something, I don't know, anything you like. So I'm just gonna set it to this one, and then I close. Then you can see it's right here. So now we can select it. So, but yeah, so let's just select it right now. So yeah, once it's selected, it will show up right here. Before you click on start and try it out, let me show you the best settings. Before we get here, let's go down. So first, here I'm gonna show you every setting that you should use for Okada every time for every voice. So chunk, you should set it to 256 always. You can go lower or higher, but if you go lower, it would sound worse, I guess, but faster. So worse quality, but for faster, I guess you could say, voice changing experience, like lower latency. Or you can go higher, but that will give you more latency, so it will take longer to convert, but it will sound higher quality. So I would suggest somewhere in between, like lower and higher, somewhere in the middle, so 256. And for extra, set it to the default, which is 4096. And for F0 detection thingy, set it to RMVP ONNX. And then noise, just take the echo and suppression too. You can leave out the suppression one. And then for S threshold, decrease it to 0. And in case you have lots of noise in your room or something like that, you can click on the one in the middle of like the suppression one, but I'm just gonna disable it for now. And for GPU, select GPU 0 to use your graphics card. And then now for input and output, you need to select your microphone for input. So input, select the mic that you're gonna use. Output, select the headphone for now. Then I'm gonna show you how to like output it to Discord so other people can hear your clone voice. For now, just set the output to headphones. Then we go to advanced setting and we change the truncate from 100 to 300. And then RVC quality to high. Sometimes this could give you some issue, so you can go back to low if that ever happens. Then click on close. And now for the gain in and out, I recommend 1. but you can increase the gain. Gain is basically the volume. In is for the input, out is for the output, like the microphone, and for the headphone, like how loud the output sounds or how lower, and also for the input as well. And for the tune, it's just like the thing that I showed you here for the transpose in RVC. So it follows the same rules for male to male, male to female, and so on. So I'm a male right now, and this voice is, I think it was a female. Yeah. So it's a male to female conversion. That means I'm gonna set it to 12. Yeah, but sometimes, as I said, you might need to go higher or lower. So let's just try that out for now. 12. And then index, you leave it as it is, and this thing, leave it as it is. And then you can click on save setting. So it saves this tune setting for, and also the, I think, presumably the gain in and out for this model. So for example, if I go to a male model, okay, I click on that, you can see the tune change it to 0 because that's how I tuned it. And if I go back to the Alberto model, you can see it changed back to 12. So now I can click on start and let's listen to it. Hello there. Can you hear me?
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm here to help you.
I'm here to help you.
Welcome back to Voice Cloning course.
Welcome back to Voice Cloning course.
I hope you enjoy this.
I hope you enjoy this.
So you can hear how the voice sounds like. And everything that you hear here is, I mean, like everything that you just heard from the clone voice was in real time. And the quality of it is also dependent on like the quality of the source. So it copied the same exact things that were present in the audio that you sent me. So if it, like, the better it is, the better the clone voice, and vice versa as well. So it sounds pretty great right now. So right now, how do we put it to Discord or any other calls? Well, we download something called virtual audio cable. So first you have to close Okada, because otherwise it won't detect it if you just install it right away. So go close Okada, go back to Google, and then type VB, or you can say virtual audio cable. And then you will find this one. Click on it. And then click the Windows one to download the installer. Download it in the downloads folder. And then go there. Wait for it to download. And then click on show folder. And then you can click on extract right here. Click. And then extract. After that, let me just adjust this again to the default. Show the, I'm not sure how it was. Maybe like this. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. So you would run the VB cable setup x64 as administrator. So right click and run as administrator. And then click on yes. And then here, though for me it says remove driver, for you it would say install, because I already have it installed. So you just click here and install it. Once it's done installing, you can delete this thing. You don't need it anymore. You can delete this and delete the one in the zip file. And then, let me redelete. Okay, it's deleted. And then you can reopen Okada. So double click on the launcher and wait. Yeah, and then there it is. So now how do we connect it to Discord? So let me start up Discord as well. I'm just gonna start Discord. So now while Discord is being like started or running, now we scroll down, we go to output, and we change it to cable input. So now we plugged Okada to that software. And then we have to go to Discord to basically connect it with Okada. So let's wait for Discord to start up. So I'm gonna pause until Discord is done updating. All right, so Discord is finally done updating. So now If I go to settings, I unmute the mic, I go to settings, and if I go to voice and video, and yeah, you can see over here, when I'm speaking, it's letting in real time. So now I'm not using the voice clone yet. However, when I change the input to the VB or the cable output thing of that software, so now it's still not detecting anything because I didn't start it. But if I go here and I click on start, the first thing you will notice is that it's like loading. It will show some, like this value right over here, it will like go thousands or something and then 600, whatever. That means it will be ready when it's showing like that. So, and also whenever I speak, you can see this volume going higher. That means it's working. So let's click start. Hey. Hello there. How are you doing? Are you all good? And if we go to the Discord, now it should come right here as well. So right now I think it's not detecting because of the, what's it called? The noise suppression. So go here. There should be a way to turn off noise suppression. Let's go to voice and video, scroll down. The noise suppression is like taking it out. So there it is. Turn it off. Hello there. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold on. All right, so it seems that there's a weird problem with Discord right now. Maybe it's due to the update or maybe my drivers. But when you do this, it should work. And you would notice here that there's like a green indicator. It should have a little delay. Then you would see that, I mean, that's an indicator that it's working and that it's detecting a voice clone. And also you can check here. You can see here as I'm speaking, the volume is going up and down. And if I like stay quiet, you can see it's like at 0. So it is working. And we can go back to and change it to headphone.
Change it to headphone.
And you can see, I mean,
You
you can hear it, it's all
you
good.
can hear it, it's all good.
And if I click on stop, it's all gone. So yeah, it all works. So that's the whole voice cloning course. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it like useful. And if it's all good and you have no other problems, please let me know so I can mark the order as delivered. And thank you for coming here on Fiverr and choosing my gig. And I'll see you next time.